Okay. Now here's the
If we
bad
have
news.
10 minutes, that's the...
There's good news and
Yeah.
bad news.
What's the good news?
Well, actually, there is no good news.
Well, that sucks.
The bad news is that the captain has not been able to break the force that's holding the ship. He has been able to get it to the surface and roll it so that you can get out onto the observation deck.
Okay.
He's pretty sure what kinds of monsters are trying to drag the ship down. There's a whole class of terrifying monsters, collectively called the Deep Ones, that are from the deepest and most horrible parts of the Underdark Oceans. Usually they send out like psionic beacons to create slaves and thralls to do their bidding in Underdark cities and along rivers and whatnot. However, in the present state of things, he thinks one might have sent out actual physical creatures to probe the new ocean and find out where the new boundaries of its territory are. If that's the case, then killing a couple of these creatures might cause it to let go and seek easier prey elsewhere.
Sounds good. I think we can handle that.
But yeah, he bids you head over to the corkscrew elevator, and he will send you up top.
Are there any like heads or anything we need to aim for to ensure a kill?
Depends on what the nature of the creature is, which he's not certain of yet. They haven't gotten visual on it. But he tells you, whatever you do, do not fall in the water. If you're in the water, you are lost.
Well, then I guess I will. Lucius snaps his book shut.
Oh, so water breathing is not going to help. Okay. He tells you that any man that hits the water will become the thrall of one of these creatures virtually instantly. Alex.
Yeah.
Make me a history or we'll call it an arcana check, either one.
Okay. Let's do history. It's a history of 22.
Okay. The creature that the captain is describing to you sounds to Alex like it might be an aboleth.
Mm-hmm.
Aboleth are incredibly ancient creatures driven from the oceans of the world down into even deeper parts long, long ago. But entire empires were raised on the surface at one point, entirely under the control of the psychic thrall of these monsters. Nobody in living memory, either in Dunfoss or Deep Merksiv, have seen one.
Yep. Hey, if we're still both alive and sane tomorrow, Lucius, maybe overnight I can get a dream to Vimnus.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
I'm going to have to shrink you guys down a little bit.
You know, Alex, if I were in your shoes, I would try to make nice with my family, I think.
Hey, you've tried to make nice with my family. How did that go for you?
I don't mean like make nice in the sense of like kowtow. I mean like, you know, they're your family, man.
You're having this conversation now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Seems like it.
The captain tells you that once you're up on the observation deck, we're just going to have kind of eyeball the 5-foot squares out here. Maybe not quite that small, actually. A little bigger than that, maybe.
On the way up, Scrappy's going to go ahead and put a float on Gus.
Okay. He tells you he's going to retract the glass dome. That way, any monsters that attack the vessel, you'll be able to fight back. Otherwise, you'll just be inside the dome watching as the ship is slowly pulled back under the water.
No, you're right.
The measurement.
So it's going to it takes a full round to send the elevator out or retract it. What that means is they can start turning it on, say, initiative count 20, And if they do that, the following initiative count 20, the process will be complete. Do you want any of the harpoon men out there with you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alex is gonna go ahead and tuck the continual flame coin into the brim of his hat as we're heading up.
Okay. Do you want them to illuminate the vessel itself?
Yeah, as
Yes.
soon as we're up there, pump as much light out as you can.
I mean, that might be blinding to you.
Do aboleths have eyes?
No.
Oh,
Or
okay.
yes. Or both. Nobody's sure.
Okay.
As soon as we're up there, pump as much light out as is reasonable for a gnome to see in.
Okay, but yeah, when you get up here, you can assume that it's basically the entire out of the shell gives off this ambient light. You saw it from a distance when you were aboard the parakeet.
Remember. Go ahead.
The whole thing is giving off this purplish white light.
Connor says, remember, we're not adventurers.
It's part of an official investigation. Mind you, not sanctioned, just official.
At this point, I'm retiring from the investigation business.
You want to get into adventuring in your old age?
All right, let's roll some initiative.
Right before we start the fight, I would like to cast a spell on myself.
What spell?
I would like to use 2 spells, actually. I would like to use Protection from Good and Evil for my concentration slot, and Mirror Image.
Okay. Are either of those?
One of them is
concentration.
Yes, that's Mirror Image does not have concentration.
Okay.
But Protection from Good and Evil does.
I mean, I guess while we're heading up, I'll hit myself with a haste then.
Can you copy paste a new Mac for initiative tracker?
I could if I wanted.
Hey, Lucius, how you doing?
I exist.
I'm down here with you.
So, if you get close to the water, Gus, just yell and Scrappy can raise or lower you.
There's a new mech for you.
Thank you.
You come back aboard onto the observation deck, and this time you have a good view all around. The place, the Widdershins is only about half submerged. So in actual fact, let's draw a really terrible shape around you. You probably have about this much room to work with, including this part that sticks out, which is including part of the purple membrane that goes into the front of the vessel. The gravity on the outside of the shell works like in the main entry room. So no matter where you walk around the outside of the shell, you're not in danger of falling off unless you decide to jump into the water or are knocked or dragged off.
I can imagine why either would be in.
So you're about 10 feet away from the observation deck between here and the edge where the goes down into the water. And then there's a fair amount of area where you might be able to maneuver around the surface of the shell before the water is too deep over your head. And you do see what looks like two great fishes circling around underneath the Widdershins. And who has the highest Arcana bonus?
Got a +9.
Dex. Oh.
5.
Alex, give me an Arcana check.
Yep. It's 28.
You don't know exactly what to look for, but when you look down in the water below where these fish are swimming, you think you can see like a spectral chain stretching from the Widdershins down, down, down deep into the water below you. It reminds you of looking through the psionic spyglass over the city of Dunfoss. And as these two creatures circle around below you, notice that people have stepped out onto the observation deck. They begin to surface towards you, and one of them beats all of you on initiative. The thing breaks free from the surface. This great, horrible, sickly green monster. The thing is about as large as a warhorse, and it looks like it's part eel, part kraken, and part great shark. The front of its head has these like overlapping folds of skin or fat, and inside of it you see these just hollow white eye sockets with no pupils, and rim of teeth around it with layers and layers and layers of teeth going back into this gargantuan maw. The physiology of the thing is wrong. It can't close its mouth in a typical sense. It's just like this sarlacc hole filled with razor sharp teeth. One of its long tentacles that comes off the back of it is long and agile and ends in a fin like a fish would, but the rest are lashing tentacles, and the thing seems to have no more difficulty swimming through the air as it does the water. So this one will start off the festivities. I need Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Not Alex, I'm sorry, Lucius.
Yeah.
Lucius.
Yeah.
10, 20. The thing flies out over the Widdershins, and it's making motions like it's swimming like an octopus might, and looms over you with its razor teeth. And I need you to make me an intelligence saving throw. At advantage.
Oh, thank you for that. Ooh,
Looking for a 14.
I can add 5.
Do not have enough for 14
What'd you
unless I have a 7.
Oh, I can't help you.
But if you give me a 5 and then I throw this on top of it, that
Yep.
will give me enough.
So that's Dark One's own luck.
That's
And Flash of Genius. Yep.
Okay. And for a moment, the pin in your neck burns red hot. And you feel your head swim, and you almost lose yourself before you have a flash of genius. And Mephistopheles steps in, like, "Oh, you need me again, huh?"
Yeah. I get it.
Mephistopheles does not want this fist creature to take his thrall from him.
Nah.
Okay. And the thing continues to loom above you, thrashing about with its tentacles and its teeth. That's going to bring us to Numac. So the size of like Lucius's character here, we're going to call that a 5-foot square. I tried to overlay squares on this and I couldn't get it to look nice because I'm working with such a low res image to start with.
Can Numac reach this creature with his longsword?
Numac could probably safely wade out into the water about this far, and it would be fine. But no, he's way out of reach of longsword from there.
Okay, then.
We were told that if we touch the water, we're lost.
I was told if you jumped into the water, you were lost. But he's not jumping into the water. He's still moving along the surface of the shell.
Okay.
Yeah. So Numac is going to swing and hit an armor class of... I have to find this... does a 10 hit? Probably not.
10 does not hit.
How about a 20?
20 will hit.
Yep. All right. D8 and some psychic damage on top of that. Looking at 3 points of slashing damage and 6 points of psychic.
And Numac slashes out with the sword. And as he does, he's standing his ground in front of the creature, lashing up at one of its tentacles. And you see the sword bite through it. And he calls back. He says, "I can bite it with steel, but not with my mind."
But no.
Is he moving or staying put?
Same put.
It's going to bring us to Alexandria.
Alex fires up his boots of flying. Flies about 50 feet up into the air, right back here.
Okay.
And then he's going to level 3 shots with haste at this guy.
Okay.
Oh, yep. 1 extra attack. First shot hits an armor class of 14.
14 does not hit.
Second shot hits an armor class of crit. I'm going to put an arcane jolt on that, and let's let me resolve that first. So 2 of those.
An alchemist
and
stank on it.
4 of
Alchemist
these.
stank.
Plus just the jolt adds. Okay. Do you care about force damage versus magical piercing?
No.
Okay. That'll deal a total of 26 damage.
Is that it? 26?
Yeah, I rolled 2 2s on my damage dice.
I mean, 26, why even get out of bed, you know?
Third attack, it's an armor class of 27.
That'll hit.
I'll deal damage, a total of 27 damage.
Okay.
That's the end of Alex's turn. Scrappy. This has got to be within 40 feet of movement, right?
You haven't found Scrappy.
Sorry, Steely.
You need to find the path. We just
Yeah. Steely will pull up beside Numac and take a swipe. That hits an armor class of 23.
23 will hit.
For 7 force damage.
Okay.
That's the end of my turn.
And the thing is bloodied as you put shots up into its belly. Steely races out and slashes through it.
Sorry, did you care that some of that was also radiant damage?
No.
Okay.
But the thing doesn't bleed when it's cut, and it's been cut considerably. Instead of blood, what pours out is something more akin to smoke. This gray, foul-smelling vapor that when it hits the outside air starts to liquefy and fall down and stain the water this bizarre silvery color. And that's going to bring us to Connor.
Yo. All right. I am going to stay right here, far away from the water,
Of course.
and shoot the. I'm calling them aboleths, right? All right. I'm going to shoot the aboleth.
Mhm.
I'm going to use a bonus action. Slayer's Prey the damn thing, because I believe it's a creature.
It is.
All right, that's good. I don't know with you sometimes. Like, oh, it's not a creature. It's a door. You're like, all right, whatever.
Do you want to live in a world where doors are creatures? Do you want to? Every door is an NPC you have to negotiate with. Why should I open for your dumbass?
We already did the Fey adventure.
Be careful what you wish for, is what I'm saying. Next campaign, every door is a mimic. How about that? Yeah, that'll
I
hit.
did that one too.
20 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay.
The other McDohl already hates all my NPCs. Like, I can't get in my bedroom. The guy's such a jerk.
That is 15 damage.
Okay. And moving or staying put?
I got a second attack.
Okay.
It is significantly higher. That is a 31 to hit.
What about beds? Can beds be creatures? You lay down and it's like, ow!
We did that already too.
Take your shoes off.
7 damage.
Okay. Moving or staying put?
I'm staying put.
All right. So you put a few arrows into the belly of the aboleth flying above the witter shins, and that's going to bring us to a slightly larger aboleth that bursts out. Flies out and about 10 feet away from Alex.
So it's up in the air,
Yes.
way above us. Okay.
Well, no, it's within 10 feet of you because it's about to lash out with some of its tentacles.
Right, but Alex is flying 50 feet in the air.
Oh, then it would be below you, lashing out with its tentacles.
Okay.
In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and put this... You're underneath the thing.
Yeah.
Alex. I have a 26 to hit.
Yep.
A 13 to hit.
Nope.
And an 18 to hit.
Depends on whether or not the haste breaks when I take that first hit.
Okay, well, let's resolve the first hit first, then.
Yep.
For 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
C10 for this.
Haste is still up.
Okay, then the
So
second
the last
hit-
one misses. You said it was 10 points?
11.
11
Okay.
points. And then, if you would, please make me an intelligence saving throw
Against Psionics?
against psionics.
It's an 18.
18, okay. And you feel the same thing that Lucius did moments ago. The splinter that was hammered into the back of your neck burns red hot for a few moments. Go ahead and take 8 points of psychic damage, please. I'm sorry, no, cut that in half. 4 points.
Haste is still up.
Okay. And this thing looks determined to chase you down to hell if it has to. That's going to bring us to Lucius.
All right, let's make it a little harder for it to chase Alexander. I think I'm gonna fire a volley of Eldritch Blasts at that thing.
Okay. Well,
Actually,
if you push it away from you, you're pushing it closer to Alex because Alex is flying up above it.
Oh, right. Okay. Then I will push it back off the off the top of the ship there.
Well, you got to push it away from you. You can
This
push
one.
the green one away
Yeah.
from you. Is that the intent?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. That's gonna be yeah. Let's see. First things first.
Might finish him off anyway.
Bonus action. I am going to cast Hex.
Okay.
I'm going to Hex Intelligence on this beastie.
Sure.
And then I'm going to fire my volley. That's a net one.
That's
Second
about
shot. That's the second shot, so another nat one. Third
Wow.
shot, however, is a 22.
That'll hit.
D10 and another. Yeah, another D6. Ten points force damage,
And that's enough.
and the necrotic damage doesn't matter.
Necrotic damage does not matter.
Okay then. And then Lucius is going to turn to face the other beastie. Oh, whoa!
What have you done?
I flung myself at
The
him.
captain
I'm
told
sorry.
you don't jump in the water.
I'm sorry, I don't know how to tabletop.
I know Lucius isn't wearing armor, so I imagine him out here like a Speedo and like goggles.
Yeah, no, you're right.
You're moving
I'm,
your standpoint.
I'm hiding behind Gustavus.
Hiding behind Gustavus. That's going to bring us to Gustavus. The red
Okay, he's up in the
aboleth
air.
is about 40 feet above the Widdershins in the air because he's attacking Alex.
All right, let me see. I just checking the range on something. It's not 40 feet. Okay, I am going to cast Firebolt on the aboleth.
Sure.
That is +5 to hit. The 20 to hit.
20 will hit.
Okay, and I need 3d10. And that is a total of 22 points of fire damage. And then Gus kind of bangs his shield and yells at the aboleth.
Okay. So you're staying put there?
Yes.
Green aboleth is dead. That's going to bring us back to Numac.
Numac will move to a steadier position and dodge.
Alex.
Am I in melee with this thing, or is it still
You're within
too far
its,
below me?
you're within its threat range because you are. Its threat range is 10 feet. And that's how close it had to get to hit you.
But I'm not in melee because I'm still 10 feet away, so I can still shoot it without penalty.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. Excellent.
You
Let's
can't,
take.
you can't move away from it without provoking.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Let's go ahead and take first shot with a musket. Hits an armor class of 21.
Okay, that hits. I do have a player in my Saturday game who rolled up a gnomish artillerist named Boom.
That's a good name.
Right.
14 magical piercing damage.
Okay.
Second shot. Hits a 27.
That also hits.
Let's go ahead and pile on another 7 magical piercing. And final shot hits a 15.
15 does not hit.
All right. And then Steely will move to here and mentally levitate Gus 20 feet into the air.
Okay. So now, Gus, you only have to clear 20 feet of distance between you and the creature now.
Okay.
And every time you open a wound on this creature, this smoke pours out, and the smoke quickly turns into liquid, which falls down as silvery rain onto the deck. Now that you're on the dry part of the Widdershins, it's just splashing against it and staining it like paint. That's going to bring us to Connor.
Hello. All right, let's attack the red aboleth here.
Okay.
Gonna mark it with my Slayer's Prey,
Sure.
and we're gonna roll this dice here. Gonna get a 3, which is a 15 to hit.
15 will not hit.
Will not hit, but I got another arrow, so we're gonna use it. That is a 28.
That'll hit.
Woohoo! I'm gonna roll more dice, and that is a 17 damage.
Okay.
Mark off some more arrows.
And this thing is bloodied as more and more of its smoke is billowing out, falling down as silver rain. Connor, moving or staying put?
This is my favorite spot.
It's your favorite spot? Not down here in the big cushion bed?
No.
Alex.
Yeah.
I have a 24 to hit,
Yeah, it hits.
an 18 to hit.
Depends on whether or not the haste stays up.
Okay. So let's resolve that first. 8 points of bludgeoning damage from the first tentacle.
Still hasted.
Still haste.
So that one misses.
So that one misses, but this nat 20 will hit. Third tentacle lash. There's some 6s. 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
Still hasted.
Okay, and make me an intelligence saving throw. This time, do not make it at advantage, please.
Yep. That's a int save of 21.
Okay. So 4 points of psychic damage as the thing lashes out 3 times with its tentacles and once with its mind.
Barely made that save on the concentration. How much it was 4, you said?
It was 8, which... Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
No, you've used up your nails. Oh, you passed your save, though. That's right. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Full.
He passed
Use
the
it before.
save.
Barely make the save to keep haste up on that one.
Oh,
And this creature is fighting fearlessly, even though its cohort has been butchered, and even though this thing is pouring out from all of its wounds, it has is showing no signs of backing off from the attack. That's going to bring us to Lucius.
has Alexander repositioned himself to where I can blow this thing away from the ship?
You can blow it away from the ship. It's just Alexander is further away from the ship as this thing is.
Yeah, it'll go like laterally away from me if you shoot it from there.
Okay, yeah.
It'll also go up, but I mean it'll be fine.
You have to hit, if you hit it with 2 Eldritch Blasts and push it both times, you can push it completely out of range for its attack. And then Alex could safely move away from it.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
I don't know what any of that means.
No, we don't do that here. This is taxi cab math, man.
I don't speak Egyptian.
28 to hit.
That'll hit.
Looking at 12 points of force damage and 5 necrotic.
Oh, and 5 necrotic.
Yep.
Very good. And you're pushing him 5 feet up and 5 feet away from Alex. So if you hit him with another one, you can push him 10 feet away from there, and then Alex can safely move.
Yeah, that sounds good. That's a nat 1.
Nat 1 doesn't do anything. You roll a lot of those.
I seem to. Yeah. How's an 18 do?
18 will hit.
6 force damage and 1 necrotic damage. I've rolled minimum damage on that one. Whee!
And yeah, now the thing's going to have to close some distance on Alex before it attacks again. Lucius, moving or staying put?
I am happy where I'm at.
Gus, you're levitating 20 feet in the air, and this thing is now
30 feet away from me?
40 feet because he pushed it 10 feet twice.
I thought... Okay.
He hit it with 2 Eldritch Blasts, each one pushed it 10 feet.
Okay, I thought since he was going diagonally, it was just kind of 5 feet, but okay. Well, I can't do anything then, except... I can't do what I was going to do.
Okay. Well,
Darn you, Lucius. Lucius, darn you. I'm going to...
Lucius, how dare you try to save Alex from this monster?
Yes, how dare you?
Yeah,
That's a 21
how
to hit.
dare I? I guess I'll just have to never save Alexander's life ever again.
21 will hit.
21. It's not a big deal. I was just gonna... that is 16 fire damage.
All right, that's enough.
Just means I had to use firebolt instead of my hammer. That's all.
So there's nothing left of the creature except for the splatters of silver paint that have hit the dry parts of the shell. But Alex, you see, after the second creature is destroyed, you watch, straining your eyes to see if you can see that psychic link, and you don't anymore. It looks like the captain was right. Your show of force has shown whatever this creature was that you're not easy prey.
Let's get on the corkscrew and head back down.
Go back down below decks.
The crew, when you get back down, is falling over themselves with gratitude. None of them, well, maybe a few of them, most of them didn't believe that you guys were as strong as you said you were, given the condition you were in when they brought you aboard the vessel. And the stories that they've heard of other adventuring groups that have come down to the Underdark only to be completely demolished by something horrible.
Listen, a warm bed and a good meal will do wonders for you. Lucius rubs the back of his neck where the thing is probably burned out in his neck.
Well, when you tell them that what good the warm bed and a hot meal has done for you, they take great pride in that, because that's the kind of service their vessel is supposed to offer people. They're not supposed to be going out on these reconnaissance missions out into an ocean which didn't exist a month ago. But yeah,
not adventurers.
One by one, you guys are led back into the fitting room, and this time they take the pliers off the wall labeled Outsy and pry these slivers away and then bandage up the back of your neck. The captain informs you that he may have understated slightly how dangerous using these devices are, and that he's told, or he's been informed that using them regularly could be very bad, but using them for short skirmishes like this, just to protect yourself against psychic enslavement, is probably their best option.
So in other words, don't leave them in there if they haven't been used.
More like if you have to use it, if you get hit with a psychic attack, like the kind that he's talking about, the enslavement, the act of the device in your neck burning out could potentially be dangerous, and can potentially get more dangerous the more it has to happen. He says for the rest of the voyage, if you encounter more monsters of this sort going forward, he'll leave it up to your discretion whether or not you want this lifeline. Basically, if you have one of these implants in, you can make the first time you make a saving throw against a psionic effect, you can make it at advantage. If you pass that save, the little splinter burns out and you don't get the benefits of it thereafter. Leaving them in for long periods of time is bad, and also using them up in that manner is potentially bad over long periods of time.
Lucius rubs his bandaged neck and says, "It hurt like the dickens, I'll tell you that much."
Yeah.
Well, two of you, when they pull the splinters out, have been burned out. And he says, most likely, if you hadn't been wearing this implant, then you would have been commanded by the creature to turn your arms and magic against your companions. And you would have found it impossible to resist.
Well, very glad I didn't, because I probably would have ended up knocking at least one of you into the drink.
Oh.
Speaking tactically, of course. I would never do such a thing of my own volition.
I'm thinking strategically.
So,
hey, Captain. Move that portable hole to somewhere that I don't know where it is in case that does happen.
you already don't know where it is. I mean,
Keep it that way.
You know it's down in the storerooms somewhere.
Yeah, hide it somewhere else. Move it somewhere that I won't be able to find it quickly.
Move it regularly.
So the captain,
Why?
One of the captain's worries was the deep ones were becoming more and more like they're going to try to probe out into this new ocean to see if like what the boundaries of their new territory are. There's lots and lots of corpses and lots of villages, entire rivers that overflowed, castles and holdfasts of dwarves and gnomes and drow and other speaking creatures that have been overrun. Lots of trapped souls, lots of life force that can be fed upon by the deep ones. And it seems as though they're starting to probe out in all directions. You guys had not encountered in your 57 days on the sea any creature that dangerous.
Count ourselves fortunate, I suppose.
Better be lucky than good.
He does seem to recall you had an altercation with some fish people. And he expects in maybe another month or so, all of those creatures will be completely in the thrall of the deep ones. Which will make this ocean even more dangerous if it persists.
I guess that's why we're down here, to make sure that, to try and put an end to whatever it is that is happening.
Do you think that it was a deep one, Lucius, that sent the ghost ship?
I think so.
The description he's saying of what would have happened to you if you hadn't had that splinter sounds almost identical to what was happening to people in Dunvoss.
Yeah, Lucius will say that much and say, because we have a king who vanished a long time ago and supposedly came back demanding tribute, and people were just giving it, offering up their lives and just throwing themselves into the abyss.
Or worse. Remember when Percival got controlled, he was trying to convince other people to do that.
Indeed.
That's actually more dangerous.
And I try to communicate telepathically with him, and I talked to something. And I didn't like what I was talking to.
Did you tell everyone else that happened?
I think so, yeah. At least the group.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I don't remember why, but I might have even been. We were on a shared call. We were both on the detect thoughts when he did that.
That's right. Shared call.
Guys, we're Skyping with the ghost ship.
Yeah, so we're not
Don't
doing
recommend
that,
by the way.
Yeah, we're not doing that one again. That plan's right out.
And this king that you say vanished, these are the bones you've brought aboard the Widdershins?
One set. We've seen, 3 different versions of him? There's the version that spoke to everybody, which
The version that exploded.
The version that exploded, and then however many versions that pile of bones is.
At this point in the conversation, it kind of seems like you're above the captain's pay grade. He no longer really comprehends what's happening. But he tells you... he knows more about the flooding than he did, which is giving him some hope, and he's hoping he can find more answers still once you reach the holdfast at Keekless.
Yep.
Eatless, yep. Well,
And just
then,
to
Go ahead.
bring it up real quick, we are stopping. We are going to try and bring the cockatoo with us.
Okay.
Like, was that what we decided, or are we gonna try and
I-
like?
My opinion is if the water stopped rising, we can just leave it where it is.
Well,
I think
like,
we do more damage. I don't know that it's any good to us on here versus something we can get commandeer somewhere else.
well, the problem
Yeah.
is we're going to a mountain village where a week ago there was no. Well, 58 days ago there was no water.
Well, it used to be a mountain holdfast. Now it's, depending on how high the water is, it might be an island holdfast.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think
And they don't exactly have trees down here, is my understanding.
Debatable.
I just think it'd probably be destroyed when we submerge.
All right.
All right, so we pick
we
it up
didn't-
next week. We will sail to the kingdom or the holdfast at Keekless. Go ahead and take the benefits of the long rest as you get underway. And I am going to go dark for a few minutes while I calculate some experience on my end. If you guys want to start thinking about, I should probably pull up this sheet with all your blips and stuff on it, all your So yeah, going forward, you'll have these little psychic slivers available to you, and it's up to you if you want to use one or not going into each particular adventure. That is your decision.
So who's the most creative today?
Alexander for recognizing the trap. 'Cause that's what it was. That's 100% what that was. Of not putting the bag of holding into the portable hold. For sure.
Who for the party's goals the most today?
Lucius for just pushing everything away. Lucius did, like, I know you kind of rolled poorly there at the end, but you actually did probably most of the damage in the 2 encounters we did today. Well, that could be badass. But yeah, your Eldritch Blast was on point, so I'll do that for badass. So
Okay, and we still got intangibles and party goals.
party goals. I'm gonna put Gus forward for party goals for when I suggested the like try to, like, okay, is there any way we can, like, this is what we have available to us, can you get us to the hole? You know, we have a map, we know where Deep Murksic is, like, we need to keep going this way,
Yeah, no.
trying to keep us in the right direction.
And Connor, just for that exchange that you and Burkroad had at the end of that last encounter,
Which one?
I was dying. Just the exchange between McDohl and Burkroad, where it's like,
Oh,
screaming about-
the doors being creatures.
yeah,
Do you want to? My favorite part about that is we've done all of those things. We've been in dungeons where all of the doors are mimics. We've been in.
no, but it was the double act between you and Burkroad was just like I was dying over here.
Oh, McDohl for a world where all the doors are creatures.
I ain't above your pity blips.
Saying is you're funny, McDohl. Jeez, take the W.
Oh, I'm funny to you. How am I funny to you?
Okay, Joe Pesci.
Is it?
What,
Is it?
do I look funny? Is that what
Yeah,
that
a
is?
little bit. Yeah. Is a T?
You
is
do
a
look
T-
a
is
little
it?
bit funny.
So like if a win is called a W and a lose is called an L, is like do they call a tie a T? Can we say he takes the T?
It's a D. It's a draw.
It's a
It's
draw.
a draw.
Okay, we'll take the D.
Excuse me?
You
I beg
heard
your
me.
Pardon?
You heard me, you coward. Take the D.
This has gotten very dark, Treble.
You'll take the D and you'll like it. I'm gonna go sit in the corner now.
Yeah, you do that. You go do that.
I'll see you guys next week.
Hey, you go
I'm
do
telling
that.
on you. I'm telling on you.
Yeah. Of course, it might have just been Treble jockeying for straw poll blip right there. Sex joke.
Sex joke. Sex robot. Sex robot.
Alright.
Sex robot.
Why? You guys are supposed to be thinking about blips, not thinking about the sex robot.
We can multitask.
We were talking about like things that we could do with artificers.
Who wants to make their blips first? Their case.
I'll go.
Okay, Alex.
Lawful neutral, always be willing to take the law into your own hands, but no further, for doing his best, despite it not working, to commandeer this pleasure vessel to go wage war on the aboleths.
You almost went with the lithids there. That's funny.
Ideal, the dead deserve dignity for insisting that the bones of King Catsman are only on his possession for extremely bizarre magical circumstances, and will be returned to a proper burial place as soon as those are resolved.
Well, 3 proper burial places.
Right. And Flaw, I'm sure we can handle this for deciding that the best thing to do in the middle of a fight with things that can fly is just fly right up in the middle of the air and make yourself a big target.
I wasn't sure about that either. All
I
right,
didn't know that they could fly.
who's next?
I could go.
Gus.
I have my neutral good must be a benefactor and strive to leave things in a better state than I found it for our declaration that we're kind of past the point of like, in addition to Dunfoss being struggling, we're also kind of worried about there's a bunch of people down here. They've been flooded. They're dying. There's now aboleths floating around. We should probably help them too.
Dunfoss kind of got off easy if you think about it.
Yes, they did, but still not really because aboleths. Illithids in general are just terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Never invite them in your house. They just leave a mess. See, do I have anything for my ideal? I thought I did, but I don't seem to have it written down. So, Flaw, Drunk Gus says hello for taking 4 gallons of beer into the observation deck and intending to drink alone, but also getting Connor drunk.
I mean, you didn't make it anywhere near through 4 gallons before you passed out.
I gave it a college try.
For sure.
And I do not have the video because I did not upload it due to things in my life.
Gross.
So, sorry.
Okay.
All good.
And who's next?
I'll go.
Lucius.
Alignment, lawful neutral, take your place in society, work well for your fellow people, take care of your own, for his efforts in trying to get this captain to aid us whatever way he can to get us where we need to go. I have my ideal, knowledge is paramount, for taking the opportunity to phone home, basically. get news from home about what was happening and try to get something going for that.
Okay.
Yeah, probably not the best person to call, being Alexander's father. And finally, Double or Nothing, for the first thing Lucius heard was gaming room. Oh, I'm there.
And you learned how to play Warhammer.
I did.
Learn how to play Warhammer. And Connor, what do you got?
Connor, ideals. I must warn everyone of the very real dangers of Fey and fiends and Fey and undead and Fey and other monsters for believing the auto shell was Fey bullshit with the gravity altering nonsense.
Okay.
Something which he still believes, even though he was literally launched into space. Flaws, subtlety, and diplomacy are not in my lexicon for snidely reminding everyone right before the fight started that the party are not adventurers.
It's Mr. Passive Aggressive over here.
It's one way to read that flaw, yeah. Flaws. I'm a passive aggressive jerk.
It's better than being an aggressive pacifist.
He's not wrong.
That's it.
Give one blip for the most creative solution to a problem this session.
Alexander for realizing the first edition trap.
Or sidestepping that one.
So, I actually don't know if that's supposed to happen in 5th edition or not.
It does.
It does? Okay. So
Yeah.
So that's just been around forever then. If you try to put a bag of holding in a portable hole, or a bag of holding into another bag of holding.
Rips a tear into the astral plane, doesn't it?
Bag into hole, rips a tear to the astral plane, hole into bag, explodes.
There's a whole formula to it. Who did the most to further the party's goals?
That was me for the suggestion of how we could possibly triangulate the hole.
Okay.
Like we have a map. It's very thing. You have do trigonometry, calculus, math. Your gnomes, take care of it.
Who was the badass?
Lucius, for pushing everybody around the battlefield. He basically soloed that probe fight, which I guess wasn't really a fight, but he still soloed it.
No, it wasn't really a fight. It was just their little magical probes came out. They weren't creatures. They couldn't attack you.
Right.
And one for intangibles.
Honor for just that exchange that you and McDohl had me fucking dying about the mimics.
For a world where all doors are creatures.
Don't want to live in that world.
I know, it's just the double act that you two had was just it was precious and I loved it.
So, imagining a sentient door that can communicate, what would be the worst noise it could make when you put your hand on the doorknob and go to open it?
Just screams.
Just screams at you?
Just
screams like
No.
in pain?
yeah, just in pain. Just
Orgasmic
soul.
ecstasy.
Oh no, that's worse. Nope, that's worse. You stick the key in the hole and you turn it, just like, and it just you know.
The door makes it.
Thank you, Treble. Thank you, Treble. You have you made it a lot more graphic than I intended to make it.
And
but,
Connor
okay.
has our straw poll. So
You
See-
open the door, so to speak.
we're at what, level 11? So blips are worth 500. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
there was
Alex, you earned
5,000.
4 and you're rolling them all over.
Mm-hmm.
Connor, you had 2 and you earned 4, so you can come in next week with 6.
Yes, please.
Gus, you have 4 and you earned 3, so you have to roll over at least 1.
Okay.
Lucius, you have 4 and you earned 4, so you have to roll over at least 2. Everybody come in next week
Yep.
with 6?
Yeah.
What was the EXP from the aboleths?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't give you that yet.
Yeah, you didn't yet. I know I'm nowhere near a level, so
They weren't actually big boy aboleths.
Yeah, I know.
1,280 experience apiece for 2 aboleth outriders.
so 1,280.
1280.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near the next level.
I need 9,800 experience.
Yeah, I need about that much myself.
We might get to 12 before the end of the adventure. I'm not sure. My goal was to try to make this campaign end at like 10, so we're already running behind.
Or running ahead?
Well, now you got space.
No, we
You hadn't
we
put
just came back
space in
from
it.
space. We just came back from outer space.
Literally put space in it. All right, so we'll come back next week. We will be at the Holdfast in Keeglis, And on to the finale dungeon, I do believe.
Yay!
All right, see everybody here.
Mm.
Bye, friendos.